So here comes a whole host of questions, and every one of these questions you're going to have to GCF first. So let's go and do it. First things first. Notice out of this one, you could take out a 2, giving you x squared plus 4x plus 2. Remember, in order to solve, you have to let that equal to 0. Then, remember, you can divide out the 2 here and divide out the 2 here, canceling it out, leaving you x squared plus 4x plus 2 equals to 0, and that just becomes a simple PSA question. So let's go. PSA, there it is. Okay, so you got 2 here, you got 4 here, and one of the things I want to show you here, that look at this. What are 2 numbers that multiply to give us 2? Well, the only ones I can think of is 2 and 1. But will that ever equal to 4? Nope. So guess what? This is not factorable. And the cool thing about this, since it's not factorable, what does that mean? That means that there are no roots. So I got a question for you. What do you think this graph is going to look like? If it has no real roots, means it's not going to touch the x-axis. Isn't that interesting? Let's go to this next question over here. So look at this one. The question on this one is, look what I've got written in the box here. Is this a quadratic? Well, in fact, no, because this is a cube. But just because it's not a quadratic doesn't mean that you can't factor it. Of course you can factor it. You can take a 5x out of every single one of these. So let's factor it. Take a 5x out, leaving you with an x squared minus 9x minus 10. Look at that. And guess what? You can PSA this. So what happens to this 5x up front? I'm going to show you in a couple seconds. Because there's an x here, you just can't cancel it out. All right? So let's PSA this one first. Here we go. PSA. There it is. So minus 10, minus 9. So this is going to be minus 10 and 1. Minus 10 plus 1. So your answer is just minus 10 and 1. So now, here we go. Bring this along with you. There's your 5x. X minus 10. X plus 1. Everything's great. And now let's solve this. This, of course, is not going to be quadratic. This is actually leading you into Math 30-1 a bit. Okay? Watch. Take every one of these factors and let them equal to 0. Okay? And x plus 1 equals to 0. Now solve. Divide this by 5, divide this by 5. Guess what? X can equal to 0. And that'll give you a root. Look at that. Add 10 to both sides, add 10 to both sides. So guess what? This guy is x equals to 10. And this one, subtract 1 from both sides. Subtract 1, subtract 1. This gives you x equals to minus 1. Although it's not quadratic, you can see that it in fact has 3 roots. And I'm going to leave that for Math 30 for next year or next semester for you to figure out. Okay? So that's kind of a nice little glimpse into the future, shall we say. Okay, so let's get back to the present now. We've got one more equation left to do, and that's this one right up here. So let's do that, okay? That's number 3. There we go. Ready? Okay. Write this normal. First things first. Minus 4x squared minus 4x plus 48. This is called descending order. Solve by letting that equal to 0. Factor out a negative 4, GCF, first thing. So if I factor out a negative 4, makes this a positive x squared, makes this a positive x, and by factoring out a 4, makes a negative 4, this makes this a negative 12, okay, equal to 0. You can now divide out the negative 4 and negative 4, right? Right, divide out the negative 4 from both sides, and guess what? That cancels. That still gives you a 0. So x squared plus x minus 12 equals to 0. And then simply just go out and PSA this, and you're good to go. Here we go. PSA. There we go. Minus 12, positive 1. That's 4 times minus 3, because 4 plus minus 3 gives you positive 1 this time. 4 minus 3 is your answer, so x plus 4, x minus 3, let that equal to 0, solving, x equals to minus 4, and x equals to positive 3. So there's your solution for that one. Some really nice practice questions using GCF.